Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight, welcome to Backstage with Fred Cooper. Tonight is one of our finest singers. She was the last band singer for Glenn Miller before he died in 1945, right?
Right at the end of the war.
Please welcome Miss Beryl Davis. Beryl,
Hi, good evening, and good evening to all your beautiful friends out there. My beautiful friends. I have a lot of friends in this area, yeah.
Beryl, tell us about those days when
Well,
you were with Glenn. When did you go with him?
That, of course, was the biggest thrill of my life. I was born and raised in England, and had sung with many English bands, and when that band came through England, as it did, you know, the Glenn Miller Army Air Force Band came through on its way to Paris and stayed in Bedford in England to do many broadcasts. And I was lucky enough to land that spot to sing with the band. Of course, it was a dream that you cannot imagine what a thrill it would be for a singer like myself. And I sang with all the group split up into various different segments. You know, there was a little group called the Uptown Hall and the Ray McKinley Band, and then we did many shows for the servicemen. And the very last show that we did, I can remember singing on the show, and I can remember Major Glenn Miller, walking up the stairs behind me and just tapping me on the back as he went, because of course he was leaving to fly to Paris, and of course, as you know, he never arrived there, and that was that, you know. And we have some great stars tonight from that band.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
I know. That sounds exciting to me. But let's talk about you. You came out of a musical family.
Oh,
correct?
yes. My father was a band leader in England. In fact, played all the Glenn Miller arrangements. I grew up listening to my father's band playing In the Moon, whatever it was. You know, that was my pablum. I was raised on that, so it all came very naturally to me, and I'm so proud to say that there's still a wonderful market in many areas today for our great music. Please keep it alive for us, because it is so very wonderful. I hope you agree with me.
I'm sure they do. You then came to America.
Yes, I was brought to America by Bob Hope. Yes, he somebody, one of the many millions of servicemen that I had sung to, took a couple of records of mine back to Hollywood, California, and I wish I knew who it was to thank him, but to this day I don't know who that was, and played them for Bob, and he said, well, this is interesting. You know, Bob has that kind of a way with bringing various people into his show, and he sent for me, and that was my first contract. And while I was doing that show, I was signed to co-star with Frank Sinatra on Your Hit Parade, and I never went back except as a visitor. You know.
Is that right? I didn't know you were with Sinatra.
Oh yeah, I was on for 1 year with Frank Sinatra on Your Hit Parade, fresh out of England, very green, had never even heard of the show. I thought, hey, this is nice. All the top tunes, you know, this is a really nice idea.
And you paid for it too?
Yeah, I just thought that was great, you know.
Then what happened?
Well, I settled down at that time, and I have now 6 children. Yes, but I never stopped singing. I went on singing all the time, either on TV or with the babies or whatever, you know. And then I formed an act with 3 good friends of mine, Jane Russell and Connie Haynes, and at that time it was Rhonda Fleming. There was 4 of us. And we had a whole new world of singing for me. We sang gospel tunes. We had some million-selling hit singles that kept us going for a long time. We played Vegas and all over the world, in fact. And we still do that.
Do you really?
Yeah. That's kind of a thing we do every so often. Somebody will need us, or we started an organization called WAIF with that group. We founded WAIF.
What is WAIF?
And WAIF is Women's Adoption International Fund, to bring children from countries that can send children, and there are homes waiting for them here in America. And so we've raised billions and billions of dollars, and WAIF now is a worldwide international organization. But we started it with our hit record of Do Lord, I'm happy to say.
I know that one.
Yeah, good.
Now, I've been on many cruises with you.
Yeah, that's been wonderful.
We've chit-chatted off and on. But what are you going to do tonight? Tell the folks that aren't...
We have a very special show tonight. As you know, it's the 50th anniversary of World War II.
Yes.
For me, being an English lady, a little English little girl, it started September the 3rd, 1939. Of course, America came in 41. But we're doing all the music from the era of the war years. And the war years, due to, I guess, the tremendous emotional excitement that was happening at that time, did give us a wonderful treasure a treasure of fabulous songs. And so we're just going to go start at the beginning of the war and go right on through to the end of the war. And I'm accompanied by the wonderful Mr. Page Cavanaugh
who will be speaking to him a little bit.
Yeah, good.
I hope you're going to do my favorite song.
Which is that?
And that's I'll Get By.
Oh, gosh, you know, that's the I'll get by as long as I have you. I'll do it right now for you. There are so many songs, Fred, you cannot imagine. No, I think we've got I'll Be Seeing You, we've got I'll Walk Alone, we've got just the White Cliffs of Dover. They just go on and on and on. And just to pick, we have a 1-hour show, and to sift through them and come up with just enough for 1 hour was almost a nightmare.
I just heard you doing By Bonds.
Yes, Any Bonds Today.
Any Bonds Today.
Yes, right. And you'd just be amazed. There's such a tremendous wealth of material at that time, and just to try to get them all in, you know. And I have some beautiful friends out there in the audience that have sailed with me.
Oh, yes.
Yes,
oh, believe
beautiful,
me, I know.
beautiful friends. I'm thrilled to be here. I always am. I love this place. I think it's the most wonderful idea. I have, you know, coming from England, this was a brand new idea for me, and I think it's one of these days I'm going to move in with you. Is that okay?
I don't live here.
You don't?
Oh, no.
Oh, well, with all our audience then. Right.
Someday maybe I can move in, too.
Yes, I hope so.
Well, it's been a real pleasure talking to you. What are you going to do after this? I mean, what do you got?
Fred, I leave tomorrow, and I go to San Francisco, and I sail on the Star Princess, the brand new princess ship, the newest and biggest of all the princess ships, and she goes from San Francisco to San Juan, and I sail on her.
Well, I haven't been out of San Francisco, but I've been to San Juan, and I love it.
Right, and then I just do that all to the end of the year.
Wish I were going.
Hopping, I do too. I've got 4 princess cruises in a row. They're all different ships, all repositioning cruises, we call them, as they come from Alaska or go over to the Orient, wherever they're going. And so that's kind of exciting because it never gets boring when you're doing that, you know. It's almost like one-night stands in different countries.
You know, it's amazing being a little bit in the business. I watch the people on cruise ships, and people think, oh, what a easy job you have, and it's really work.
Yeah.
It's really...
Well, it's lovely work.
Well, I know
the thing that is really amazing about it to me is the demographics that are on board are just mind-boggling. You get everything from like a 1-year-old baby to a 100-year-old lady sitting right there in the same audience. And as you know, trying to please everyone, that's hard work.
Oh, I'm sure
but
you do.
We try to stay to our lovely music, and I find that the kids pick up on it too, and they enjoy the good songs. As you know, many of the young singers have been singing, like Linda Ronstadt now is singing our beautiful old ballads. So we're happy about that.
Well, you keep looking at Disneyland, and every year they have the big bands back.
That's right.
Patty Page and all of the old songs, and the kids are there.
Right.
Good to have you.
Thank you, Fred. Please let me continue to come and see our lovely sweethearts here. I love it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
See you later. Bye-bye.
Good night. We'll be talking to you a little bit later with some of the other performers with the Page Cavanaugh Trio. And to continue on, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Zeke Zarchi. Zeke, good to have you.
Hi.
Tell us,
glad to be here.
You were with Glenn Miller.
Yes.
Tell us how you got to be with him.
Well, I was with the civilian band for quite a while, 1940. And in those days, musicians were with a lot of bands, and he was one of the bands that I had worked with. And after I went into service in 1942, I had been in about 6 months, and I read in one of the papers that Glenn Miller had gone in at the age of over 38 to do his bit. And a short time later, I was transferred to Atlantic City, and he came walking in, and we went out to dinner, and he told me that he had plans to get the best orchestra together using men in the Air Force and do the most good that he could do with it, and eventually hoping to take it overseas. And he said, and you're the first one. So that's more or less, in a nutshell, how the Glenn Miller Air Force Band got started.
How about that? You played with him then until 1945?
Until we all got out of the service just about the same time, in 1945, towards the end of the year.
So you knew Beryl before?
Oh, yes. Beryl sang with us in England a number of times. Yes, on radio shows and appearances.
Who do you play with now?
Right now, I'm more or less semi-retired. I've worked in the studios in Los Angeles for 35-odd years, and I have been going on tour with Billy Vaughn to Japan, and numerous tours to Australia, gone to Brazil with Ray Conniff, and 2 weeks I'm leaving for a tour of Europe with a band from Holland for a 2 months tour. Finland, Norway, Sweden, France, Germany, Switzerland, Spain, and Portugal. And that'll keep us pretty busy.
That will. That will. Well, we're looking forward to tonight. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for having me, Fred.
Okay. Thank you much.
Ladies and gentlemen, when we knew we were going to do a show about World War II and the great music that came from that era, we got you some very, very special stars, people, the bona fide members of the big band era. And I'm talking about the real thing, because, as you know, one of the great bands that came through my life at that time was the great band of course, Major Glenn Miller in the Army Air Force Band. All right, from the original Miller Band, the first man that was drafted into the Army Miller Band, ladies and gentlemen, from the original Glenn Miller Band, Mr. Zeke Zarchi, right here on trumpet. Think about it. Gang right here? Ladies and gentlemen, another member of that great band. He was with Glenn. This is our bass player I'm talking about back here. He was with Glenn when he made that great hit, String of Pearls. You remember that? Okay. And Raleigh went on to become one of the great and most prolific and busiest bass players in our business. He was 5 years with the Les Brown Band. He was, 16 years with NBC? He's the greatest. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Raleigh Bondup right here. Raleigh came from down in the New Orleans way, played with Al Hurt, was in the Army and the Army Band. Ladies and gentlemen, right back there, Mr. Buck Stapleton. Now, Buck, you guys know Buck. All right here, ladies and gentlemen, we're proud to have this gentleman with us tonight. He spent many years playing for Mr. Frank Sinatra and all the top singers, you name them, even up to today's wonderful records with Miss Linda Ronstadt. This is Mr. Al Viola on guitar. I wonder why. Right over here, ladies and gentlemen, is the gentleman who's done all the arrangements for the songs tonight. They are wonderful songs, but you know it takes a certain thing to put them all together and put them one by one. We hope you enjoy every one. Would you please meet Mr. Page Cavanaugh. Let's go to work, gentlemen. Now, you know, some of the songs were funny, some of them were romantic, and some of them were sad. Now, the great musicians of World War II, they had fun with these songs, but we're going to have even more songs. Here are songs from the very beginning. December the 7th, 1941, of course, it was Pearl Harbor. America became a part of Great World War II. I'm sure everyone remembers just where you were when that devastating news came through, right? Many of those early songs were written by a gentleman by the name of Mr. Irving Berlin, because he had a show called This Is the Army. Okay, inspiring, uplifting, they certainly got us going. Go ahead, Paige.
1, 2,
yeah.
3, 4. The tall man with the high hat and the whiskers on his chin will soon be knocking at your door, and you ought to be in.
All right.
The tall man with the high hat will be coming down your way. Get your savings out when you hear him shout, any bonds today?
Any bonds today? Bonds for freedom, that's what I'm selling. Any bonds today? Scrape up the most you can. Here comes the freedom man, asking you to buy a share of freedom today. Let's remember Pearl Harbor as we go to meet the foe. Let's remember Pearl Harbor as we get the Alamo. We will always remember how they died for liberty. Let's remember Pearl Harbor and go on to victory. This is the Army, Mr. Jones. No private rooms or telephones. You had your breakfast in bed before, but you won't have it there anymore. This
This is the Army, Mr. Green. We like our barracks nice and clean. You had a housemaid to clean your floor, but she won't help you out anymore. Do what the buglers command. They're in the Army and not in the band. This is the Army, Mr. Brown. You and your baby went to town. She had you worried, but this is war, and she won't worry you anymore. The Army this, the Army that, and all we heard from where we sat. But how about a cheer for the Navy? The Army's great, the Army's tough, but don't you think we've heard enough? But how about a cheer for the Navy? Oh, how I hate to get up in the morning. Oh, how I'd love to remain in bed. For the hardest blow of all is to hear the bugler call. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up this morning. Someday I'm going to murder the bugler. Someday they're going to find him dead. And then I'll get that other pup, the guy that wakes the bugler up, and spend the rest of my life in bed. You gotta get up, you gotta get up, you gotta get up this morning.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you know, I gotta say England was suffering terribly during the first few years of the war. I think I know a little bit about that because I was in England during the war. Of course, I grew up there, you know, and I spent my life dodging buzz bombs and fire bombs and V-1 bombs and V-2 bombs. But what the heck, we all survived it, at least I did, and I'm delighted to be able to tell you that I'm here tonight to prove it. Anyway, the songs were sweet and sad and warm. And actually, this is definitely the section that I would say that England produced in that first year of the war. Page.
There'll be bluebirds over white cliffs of Dover tomorrow. Just you wait and see. There'll be love and laughter, peace ever after tomorrow, when the world is free. The shepherd will tend his sheep, the valley will bloom again, and Jimmy will go to sleep in his own little room again. There'll be bluebirds over the white cliffs of Dover tomorrow. Just you wait and see.
Beautiful page. That certain night, the night we met, there was magic abroad in the air. There were angels dining at the Ritz, and a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. Now I may be right, and I may be wrong, but I'm perfectly willing to swear that when you turned and smiled at me, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. The moon that lingered over London town, poor puzzled home, he wore a frown. How could he know we two were so in love? The whole world seemed upside down. The streets of town were paved with stars.
It was such a romantic affair. And as we kissed and said goodnight, a nightingale sang in Berkeley Square. I know, 'cause I was that night in Berkeley Square. There'll always be an England while there's a country lane. Whenever there's a cottage small beside a field of grain, there'll always be an England while there's a busy street. Wherever there's a turning wheel, a million marching feet. Red, white, and blue, what does it mean to you? Surely your crowd shouted aloud, Britain's awake. The Empire too, we can depend on you. Freedom remains, these are the chains nothing can break. There'll always be an England, and England shall be free. If England means as much to you as England means to me.
Hey, what a beautiful song, Paige. Really was. Now, let's see. We're at the next section.
You know, this is about women, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, come on, the ladies.
Women became a very important part of World War II. You know that. There were songs written for women in the service and for those women and men working the swing shift and, of course, what we used to call the graveyard shift on the home front. Now, we dedicate these 3 songs to the war workers and to women in the service during World War II. Okay. See if you remember this. Milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Can't use that jive on my milk diet. So milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Been jumping on the swing shift all night, turning out my quota. All right, now I beat right down to the sod, and I've got to dig myself some nut. Milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Milkman, keep those bottles quiet. Quiet!
All the day long, whether rain or shine, she's a part of the assembly line. She's making history, working for victory. Rosie, the river. Look out for sabotage, sitting up there on the fuselage. That little frail can do more than a male can do. Rosie, the river.
Very good. All right, here we go.
He was the famous trumpet man from out Chicago way. He had a boogie style that no one else could play. He was the top man of his craft. But then his number came up and he was done with the draft. He's in the army now, blowing reveille. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy of Company B. Here's Zeke. Come on, Zeke. All right.
Beverly, he raised it 8 to the bar. In groovy rhythm, he can't blow a note unless the bass and guitar is playing with him. He makes the company jump when he plays reveille. He's the boogie-woogie-boogie boy the company pays. The boogie-woogie-boogie boy the company pays. He's the boogie-woogie-boogie boy the company pays. The boogie woogie beagle boy. Right? You know, religion, yes, it was a very important part of World War II. And it entered into many of the popular songs. Here are just two, I think two of the most outstanding of that category. You okay, Paige? Oh, wait a minute, I got something to do here. Hang on. Here we go.
You got the tambourine.
Yeah, here we go.
You remember where this line came from, don't you, Beryl?
No.
The line for this song, Frank Lesser wrote the song. The line came from, I believe it was a priest who was out at the front lines, and apparently all hell had broken loose. And his line to the men, he says, "Praise the Lord," and pass the ammunition.
All right. Praise the Lord and pass the ammunition. Praise the Lord. Pass the ammunition, praise the Lord, and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free. Everybody, praise the Lord, and swing into position. Can't afford to sit around a wishing. Praise the Lord, we're all between perdition and the deep blue sea.
Yes, the sky pilot said it. You gotta give him credit for a son of a gunner was he.
Shouting praise the Lord, we're on a mighty mission. All aboard, we're not a-going fishing. Praise the Lord, and pass the ammunition, and we'll all stay free.
Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. Though there's one motor gone, we can still carry on. Coming in on a wing and a prayer. What a show!
What a show!
What a fight!
What a fight!
Yes, we really hit our target for tonight. How we sing as we limp through the air. Look below, there's our field over there. With our poor crew aboard and our trust in the Lord.
We're coming in on a wing and a prayer. Fantastic. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to my favorite section, the love songs of World War II. My friends keep knocking at my door. They've asked me out 100 times or more, but all I say is leave me in the gloom, and here I stay within my lonely room. 'Cause I don't want to walk without you, baby. Walk without my arms about you, baby. The day that you left me behind, I'd take a stroll and get you right off my mind, but now
have to turn all that sunshine. Oh, baby, please come back, or you'll break my heart for me. 'Cause I don't want to walk without you. No, sorry. I'll walk alone.
Oh, I love it, Hank.
Because to tell you the truth, I'll be lonely.
Yeah.
I don't mind being lonely. When my heart tells me you are lonely too, I'll walk alone. They'll ask me why, and I'll tell them I'd rather. There are dreams I must gather, dreams we fashioned the night you held me tight. I'll always be near you, wherever you are, each night, in every prayer. If you call, I'll hear you. No matter how far, just close your eyes, and I'll be there. Please walk alone, and send your love and your kisses to guide me, till you're walking beside me. I'll walk alone.
He's my guide. I don't care what he does, 'cause he's my guy. I guess he always was. He's careless about me. Well, I don't think he tries, but once in a while he'll hold me and smile, and I can see me in his eyes. He's my guy. I know he'll always be, and I will try to keep on and keep him loving me however he wants me. I'm his until I die, for nobody knows better than I that he's my
Lovely girl. I left my heart at the stage door,
I love it.
canteen. I left it there with a girl named Eileen. I kept her serving donuts till all she had were gone. I sat there dunking donuts till she caught on. I must go back to the army routine, and every doughboy knows what that will mean. A soldier boy with with our heart has two strikes on him from the start, and my heart's at the stage door canteen. No love, no nothing, until my baby comes home. No, sir, no nothing, as long as baby must roam. I promised him I'd wait for him till even Hades froze. I'm lonesome, heaven knows, but what I said still goes. No love, no nothing, and that's a promise I'll keep. No fun with no one, I'm getting plenty of sleep. My heart's on strike, and though it's like an empty honeycomb, no love, no sir, no nothing till my baby comes home. Long ago and far away, I dreamed a dream one day, and now that dream is here beside me. Long the skies were overcast, but now the clouds have passed. You're here at last. Chills run up and down my spine. Aladdin's lamp is mine. The dream I dreamed was not denied me. Just one look and then I knew that all I longed for long ago was you. I'll be seeing you all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing
gentleman who formed this trio, this world-famous trio. A fantastic musician, but he formed his trio in 1942 when he was in the Army. Am I right, Paige?
43.
You tell him a little bit about that.
43, that's
And
right.
here's the original member standing right here.
Alveola.
Right, Mr.
Yeah, this goes back
Alveola?
to 43 in the Signal Corps, Camp Cove.
Where were you in the Army, Paige?
43 Signal Corps. Then they busted us and sent us to Camp Lee.
Ah,
It wasn't punishment. They just deactivated our camp.
okay, would you play a couple of tunes for us as the original trio did? Okay.
This is one
I'll
of
be
the,
right back.
one of the records we had with the trio. This goes back a few years. Maybe some of you heard it. Maybe some of you remember this thing Bobby Troop wrote for us called The Story of Goldilocks and the Three Little Bears. It goes like this. Once upon a time in a neat little cottage there were three bears. One was a daddy bear, one was the mama bear, one was a wee bear. While they were out walking through the deep woods, stalking came a little girl with blonde hair. Her name was Goldilocks, and upon the door she knocked, but no one was there. So she walked right in, had herself a time, 'cause she didn't care. Soon she got sleepy, went to bed upstairs, went home. Home came the three bears. Someone's been tasting my porridge, said the daddy bear. Someone's been tasting my porridge, said the mama bear. Bear, Baba, bear, said the little wee bear. Someone has broken my chair. After being out late, walking my baby back home. Up and all over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. We go along harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. Hours go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile, snuggles her head to my chest. We start to pet, and that's when I get her powder all over my vest. And after I can't straighten my tie, she has to borrow my comb. One kiss, then I continue again, walk my baby back home. Ladies and gentlemen, Zeke's Archie. And here's Beryl.
I've flown around the world in a plane. The plane is up there. get started. Feel free, ladies and gentlemen, let us know. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Well, I don't want to boast, but I know she's the toast of Kalamazoo, zoo, 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 zoo. Years have gone by, my, how she grew. I liked her looks when I carried her books in Kalamazoo, zoo, 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 zoo. I'm gonna send a wire, hopping on a flyer, leaving today. Am I dreaming? I can hear her screaming, hiya, Mr. Jackson, everything's okay. A-L-A-M-A-Z-O-O. What a girl, a real pipperoo. I'll make my bid for that freckle-faced kid I'm hurrying to. I'm going to Michigan to see the sweetest gal in Kalamazoo. Zoo, 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 zoo. Kalamazoo. Mr. Tex Beneke. You can play it. At last, my love has come along. My lonely days are over. And life is like a song. At last, the skies above are blue. My heart was wrapped in clover the night I looked at you. I found a dream that I can cling to, a dream that I can call my own. I found a thrill to press my cheek to, a thrill I've never known. You smiled, and then the spell was cast, and here we are in heaven, for you are mine at last. Why, all the stars always thinking and blinking above, but as the fellers start thinking of falling in love. Is not the season, the red, as plain as the moon. Everybody, it's just Elmer's tune. Gurdy, the birdie, the cop on the beat, the baker and the man on the street, the city charmer, the farmer, the man in the moon, all sing Elmer's tune. They all sing Elmer's tune. Pardon me, boy, is that the Chattanooga choo-choo? Everybody, track 29. Boy, you can give me a shine. You'll hear the brick and a Ford to board the Chattanooga choo-choo. I've got my fare and just a trifle to spare. You'll leave the Pennsylvania station about the quarter to 4. Read the magazine and then you're in Baltimore. Dinner in the diner, nothing could be finer than to have your ham and eggs in Carolina. When you hear the whistle blowing into the bar, then you know the Tennessee is not very far. Shuffle all the going, got to keep it rolling. Ooh, ooh, Chattanooga, there you are. All right, everybody, we're getting to the end of this line. There's gonna be a certain party at the station, satin and lace, I used to call funny face, and she's gonna cry until I tell her that I'm never wrong. So Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Chattanooga, Chattanooga all aboard. Chattanooga choo-choo, won't you choo-choo me home? Chattanooga choo-choo. was the end of the war. The end of the war brought us some great songs, but there was nothing like the great homecoming song of all time. We've loved doing these songs for you. If you like this one, please join me and sing it along, because here we go. The most sentimental one of the whole lot. Ready, Paige, everybody? I'm gonna take a sentimental journey. Everybody. Gonna set my heart at ease. Gonna take a sentimental journey to renew old memories. I got my bag and got my reservation. I spent each time I could afford, like a child in wild anticipation. I long to hear that. Okay, everybody, here we go. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven, counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. I never thought my heart would be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? I'm gonna take a sentimental journey, sentimental journey home. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank Mr. Fred Cooper for inviting us all down here to do our beautiful songs from you. Hey, listen, ladies and gentlemen, I have some beautiful friends here. Please come back and say hello. I hope you will. Please join me as we thank this wonderful trumpet player on my left, the original Mr. Zeke Zarchi. Zeke, take a bow. And bringing you great sounds on bass and the authentic sounds, ladies and gentlemen, the valid sounds that we love. Mr. Raleigh Bondock right here. Raleigh. Right back there. My old man, I love him. Mr. Buck Stapleton, right there on drums. Right here, Mr. Al Viola on guitar. The beautiful sounds of Al Viola. Take a bow, Al. Come on, Fred, come and sing it with us. And right here, the one and only, the guy who put this whole thing together, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Page Cavanaugh. All right, everybody join. Last 8 bars, here we go. Never thought my heart would be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey, sentimental journey home. And again, sentimental journey. One more time. Sentimental journey home. Sentimental journey home. Good night, everybody. Thank you for coming. We love you so much.
And now to continue, ladies and gentlemen, we have the great Page Cavanaugh with us tonight. He did a super show tonight. Thank you for coming.
Well, thank you, sir.
And,
Thank you.
You know, I remember you in the 50s. And they were just talking, I know Beryl just mentioned that when did you start? I mean, in the 40s, she said you were in the Army.
Yeah, that's where I met Al Viola, who was our guitar player, is with us tonight. He was the original guitarist with the trio. We started in the service in Signal Corps, Sacramento, and that was 1943. Al was already in the Army for a year. He was in the first President Roosevelt's Fishbowl. He was one of the first numbers they pulled.
Is that right?
Yeah, I was drafted like a year later, and we met at Sacramento in the Signal Corps, and the trio we sort of hung together for 3 years during the service, much to the surprise of the Army. And we were discharged 1 week apart in 45, and I talked to the guy. I said, in the meantime, had married. I said, well, let's go down to L.A. and see how much luck we might have. And we got very lucky. A lot of nice people did nice things for us.
You sure did. You did a lot, though.
A whole bunch of stuff.
And you did a tune tonight that you mentioned Johnny Ray did many years later that I didn't realize had been recorded that many years before.
Oh, yeah. Well, the silly part, which I didn't mention, we recorded, our record came out in 47. Matt's came out about 6 months later, Nat Cole.
Tell the audience the name of it.
Walking My Baby Back Home.
Okay.
But the tune was written in 1932.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid growing up on the farm, we did it back there, you know.
Well, goes to show you. Where did you start music? Where did it all start?
I'm a farmer. I'm from Kansas.
That started your music career?
Yeah.
Wanted to get off the farm?
No, my dad played excellent ragtime piano.
Really?
And my mom played some piano.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started studying classical music, and I left home when I was 18. I won a scholarship to college, hated college, walked out, and came to California when I was 18. That would be 1940.
Mm-hmm.
And starved. But I had some lovely family, a distant family, that took care of me, watched over me.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went on Bobby Sherwood's band. I was with Bobby for about 8 months, and they caught me at Columbus, Ohio, and drafted me.
Uh-huh.
So,
But it kind of worked out for you.
Oh,
Very
it
well,
worked out
didn't
fine,
it?
yeah, sure. No complaints. I couldn't do it over again, but I wouldn't take $1 million for it. You know?
Yeah. There was some probably tough days, wasn't there?
Oh, there's some rough ones, but lots of good ones.
memories.
Oh, yeah, lots of good memories.
Now, Beryl mentioned that you arranged some of these songs.
I put the whole darn thing together. It's we travel when we cruise on the ships. We've cruised a great deal with a gentleman from San Francisco. His name was Fred Gerner. He was CBS for years, and he likes to put these things together. So he and I got together and did this whole thing on the Warriors. Put all the songs together, because some of them you only get like 16 bars, some you get a whole chorus, you know, all that, and so that's how it worked out. We put the thing together, and it makes a kind of a nice little program, because we go through the patriotic, through the religious, through the silly songs. We had to leave out one section of silly songs, which included Der Fuhrer's Face.
Right. We were wondering if you were going to do that.
And bell-bottom trousers, we had to leave out.
Yeah.
But, you know, you can't get them all in. You probably noticed tonight we didn't do You'll Never Know, which is one of the biggest ones, and we didn't do The More I See You, which is one of the biggest. You just can't do them, so you try to find the most of them. I had to leave out one of the best, because we were really running long tonight, that Kiss Me Once and Kiss Me Twice and Kiss Me Once Again. Right. Yeah, we had to do it.
And then, of course, one of my favorite songs is I'll Get By, but that was a revival.
Oh, that was a revival, yeah.
That goes
back
back many years, right.
That's the 20s, yeah.
But anyway, there were so many good tunes that came out, and it was the times, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, sure. You see, you have to look at it very objectively and say that since World War II, there hasn't been any of our altercations that come along. We've had one song out of them. There's not been a song.
That's amazing.
After the war's over, people just don't think wanted any more of them.
Mm-hmm. Now, you play up in Hollywood most of the time, right?
We're up at Toluca Lake now at the Money Tree.
At the Money Tree.
Yeah, it's on the
A regular there?
We do it Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays.
Yeah.
We've been there since March. It's going fine.
I bet they missed you tonight.
Let's see, no, this is Wednesday. I'm there tomorrow night. We're just doing the 3-day weekend.
I'm telling you, I really enjoyed this show. I just wish it could have gone for another hour. Maybe we would have got a little more in. But
well, that darn Beryl, she knows as many of them as I do. You know, she knows them all.
That was great. That was super. I really appreciate you coming tonight.
Thank you.
I'm just glad to have met you.
I'm glad to meet you.
It's a real pleasure.
Thank you so much. Thanks.
Okay. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.